Hello there. I want to talk to you a bit about the length of most of my videos and why, if you want to learn to sharpen a knife, you should take the time to watch them all the way through. Okay. And to illustrate this, I'm going to talk about straight razor honing a bit. I've been a straight razor honer for a while now, and I teach it here on YouTube, and those videos aren't short either. Okay, but I belong to several shaving groups and honing groups on Facebook, and I help administrate one of them, and because one's all I can handle. But anyway, invariably what we do is we get new people on those pages, and they come on and they want to learn how to hone a straight razor, and they're looking for a formula. In other words, what they're looking for is somebody to tell them, well, do 40 laps on this stone and this number of laps on that stone, do this number of laps to set a bevel, and this number of laps on this stone, and then move up to the finer grit and do this many laps, and then move up to an even finer grit and do this many laps, and then to finish on a finishing stone, do this many laps. And it doesn't work that way. Sharpening and honing are not formulas. Okay? Every edge is different, every knife is different, every blade is different, every steel is different. What you're looking to do with that edge can be different. And so, like, for example, with a straight razor, okay, if you get a straight razor straight out of the box, now people think that they're shave ready straight out of the box. They're almost shave ready. You really need to push them up a little bit and hone them a little bit further to get the best out of them. But if I take one straight out of the box from a good manufacturer, it won't take me near as much time to truly set a bevel than it will if I find an old straight razor that has got a decent bevel on it. In other words, it's not chipped or nicked or anything like that, but it's dull as crap. Okay, that'll take longer, so it's going to take more laps on one of those than it is the other. And then after you get that bevel set, however long it took you to do that, and you move on to the next grit, okay, the seal might be softer, it might be harder than the last razor you honed, or just the variableness in the way that you're going to run that blade across the stone. You're not a machine. Sometimes you're going to use a particular kind of pressure, sometimes you're going to use a particular kind of torque, sometimes you're not. It's going to be different. So you can't make a formula out of it, whether we're talking about sharpening knives or honing straights, okay, or sharpening tools. All right, and even if we discount all of that, okay, I can teach you some things by just telling you them. Okay, if I tell you them and you pay attention close enough, you'll learn. Okay. But there are also times when, you know, I'm not always going to come up with every single thing to tell you all in one shot. So, you know, it might take me a bit for it to hit my mind, because there's a lot more to it than most people think. All right? So, not only that, I mean, there are things about sharpening that are easier taught if someone's looking at it and watching it, and they see the movements over and over. There's just a huge amount of variables, and yes, we learn by instruction, but instruction can be verbal or it can be visual. Alright? Or you can read it. That's still in my book visual. But there's a mental part to it all. And the thing of it is if you really want to learn to sharpen stuff, what you have to do more than anything else is get on the stone with an edge. Several edges. Until you figure out how to do it. Okay? And you need some kind of guide. And me just telling you, but you might be able to move forward that way. But it's a lot faster if you'll take the time to listen to me or other knife sharpeners that you admire, or whatnot, okay? Because I'm not overinflating myself or my importance or anything like that. I'm just saying we've gotten to a point in this day and age, and it's happened slowly over time, where people, I don't want to say they want stuff handed to them, but they don't want to take the time to do anything. They want somebody to tell them, and then they want to run off and do it, and they think, you know, I'm going to be an expert in 2 weeks because so-and-so told me everything. Well, first of all, so-and-so didn't tell you everything because he couldn't remember everything in the 5 minutes that you took to listen to what he was saying, okay? And I'm just saying, if you really want to learn anything at all, you have to put the time in, and part of that time is education. Part of that time is working with somebody that knows what you want to learn, and not only you know, picking their brain, but watching and observing. I like to build guitars, and just as an analogy, it doesn't happen as much anymore, but sometimes it still does. A guitar builder decades ago would take on an apprentice, and that apprentice would end up like sweeping the shop floor and stuff like that. He wasn't really touching the instruments, and he would do that for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months. And what the apprentice didn't know is that the master, okay, was expecting the apprentice to listen to what was going on in the shop, to look at what was going in the shop, and to learn and absorb through observation. Okay, you remember the Karate Kid, wax on, wax off, okay? You had him cleaning around the place, and he had him washing the vehicle or whatever, and he's, oh, do it like this or like this. Well, that's a block. In martial arts, that movement is a block, okay? All of that is. Okay, and he was making the motions, but he thought the guy was just making him do his work for him, okay? But through those motions, and his body got used to making those motions, okay? It was through observation of a different thing, another technique. If you want to learn sharpening, you can learn it, but you should watch my videos and absorb everything that you can about what's going on. Observe how my hands are moving, how the knife is passing across that stone, what it sounds like. Okay? That's the way you learn. You know, to come at someone and expect just for them to tell you, okay, you might learn some stuff that way, but you learn better if all the information that you could possibly get, you get. And part of that is still going to be watch somebody that knows and observe what they're doing and how they're doing it. And if it's at all possible, try to discern for yourself why. So look, if you want to learn to sharpen knives, watch. Bless you. Later.